but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So welcome, Roe. I am so excited for tonight because Roe is the reason. She was the final, I don't know, tipping point for me to say yes to Juice Plus 14 years ago. Can you believe it was 14 years ago this October, Roe? Can't even believe it. And, you know, I went to that conference determined to say no to Jeff Roberti. And there were 3 people that gave NMD speeches. And I remember one lady, she got up and she gave her NMD speech and she shared about how much she traveled on the, and I'm like, oh man, that excuse is gone. And then I remember another lady got there and shared about that she had written like 100 books. And I'm like, man, that excuse is gone. And then you got up there and you shared your story. And as you know, the reason I went, those of you that don't know, the reason I actually showed up at conference was I thought that if this could just help my friend Amanda, who was diagnosed with lupus at 26, then it'd be, you know, I'd go check out the products at least. And Roe, I'll never forget, I was up front on the front row with Jeff. I was taking notes, and Roe got up and delivered her NMD speech. And as I'm crying my eyes out, and I get on the phone, I start texting my friend Amanda. And Jeff's like, get off your phone. I'm like, no, dude, I have to stay on the phone because her story is my friend Amanda's story, and I've got to get on the phone. And so, Roe, you're the reason I said yes. So Roe Melnicove is an NMD. She is formally an education and college teacher. She resides in Pittsgrove, New Jersey with her husband and 2 sons. She was extremely ill with systemic lupus and renal involvement. She had tried many supplements and medications in efforts to improve her health. And she was always embraced a fitness lifestyle, but came to realize that how well we are nourished will determine not only our health, but our fitness level. And after receiving amazing health benefits from Juice Plus, she left teaching and she partnered with Juice Plus. And today she completely, this is crazy, completely symptom-free, and motivates her audiences in a way that they are able to make simple and profound changes and a difference in their health and their families' future generations. She is a team who she works alongside with her, educating people about the benefits of whole food nutrition. And I know she has an amazing customer base. I think you're still one of the top people, right, in customers. But Ro, I cannot even tell you how grateful I am to you. I mean, truly. And I think that for a lot of people to understand, you know, why it's worth it. I mean, I hope that you do, because I mean, I know you had been in the business for a while, and hopefully, you know, by you sharing your story and by really getting in line and staying in line, how many years had you been in the business already before you went NMD?
That's the key. Yeah. I think it's like 12 years. Mm-hmm.
So you were in the business for 12 years before you went NMD.
Yeah, I didn't want to have anything to do with the business because I was just too cool as a college professor and yada yada. And then I just got better and better. It was just too hard for me to keep it to myself, to be honest with you. And I knew I had to go to work. Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear your story, but I really want to ask you a question. How does it feel? Because, you know, how does it feel to know that one person who was just checking out the business, wasn't even interested in the business, was there at conference and heard your story and, you know, tells you because of you, you know, because I heard your story, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives are different. How does that feel after being in the business for 12 years, seeing all these people walk the stage, like, you know, all of the things that you knew to be true? How does it feel? I'm just curious for you. How does that feel?
Every time you share or Cheryl mentions it, it warms me because I think about you and how many people's lives and families you have impacted, and that I was brave enough to get up there and to tell my story. And, you know, you never know who's going to be listening and how it's going to affect other people, you know, and what a domino effect it was for you. What a ripple effect, you know, that I caused there. How wonderful is that?
So when you were having a bad day, when you were having some of the bad days, you're like, do I do this business? Or, 12 years of wondering, is this something that you should do or pursue? What do you say now?
It absolutely is. And after they hear my story, I think everybody on this call will realize that they need to get busy. Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm gonna let you go. You
Okay.
roll, Ro. I'm gonna let you go for it. And
Okay.
get your journals out and Snoopy ears on, because you're gonna be beyond inspired.
So as Lauren said, my name is Ro, and I'm formerly a kindergarten teacher and an adjunct college professor. I resigned teaching to join the Juice Plus company in their mission to inspire healthy living over 27 years ago. Now, why, you might say, would I leave my tenure, my pension, and a nice salary behind to join a marketing company when I had no experience in marketing? Well, my story began in a hospital bed. The doctors were trying to figure out how to use gravity to assist in getting the water out of my legs without having to lie me down, because it would result in excruciating pain from the pleurisy in my chest. You see, my kidneys were failing secondary to the systemic lupus, which I was diagnosed with when I was 22 in college. I suffered with arthritis, liver involvement, bowel problems, 2 kidney failures, and I was always tired, achy, and lethargic. I took tons of medicines and vitamins to no avail. I changed my diet, but I still had flares. The side effects of the over-the-counter and prescription medications were torture in and of themselves. I was taking such a high dosage of prednisone that hair would grow on the sides of my face. When I did not respond to the prednisone to diffuse the inflammation in my kidneys, I had to go to a clinic with cancer patients to sit for hours while the nurses administered Cytoxan, a form of chemotherapy, intravenously. Can you picture that? You can't imagine the horror when you actually see handfuls of your hair in your palms after washing, washing it. I was administered these drugs. I was told by my MD to avoid me going on dialysis. If they did not work, that was my next step. Can you imagine being told this in your early 30s? To add more insult to injury, my former husband said to me, "You're too sick for me to stay with you. I want a divorce." It was painful, and I didn't know what was worse for me going through my health challenges or the divorce. We divorced in 1989. Now, I must say, initially, I did not feel anything from Juice Plus. It took 3.5 months of me taking this powdered produce and capsules consistently to notice a difference in my body. I was very sick, and I had a lot of toxins from all the medications in my body, so I was detoxing. However, around 3.5 months, I finally became a regular gal for the first time in my adult life. Prior to flooding my blood, with these powerful micronutrients from produce, I would have bouts of constipation or diarrhea. So that is what I noticed first. Although my rheumatologist noticed it at the cellular level, he actually reordered my urine analysis stat because he did not see any protein in my urine as he usually would. Matter of fact, he questioned me if this was my husband's urine. Healthy kidneys remove extra fluid and waste from your blood, but let proteins and other important nutrients pass through and return to your bloodstream. When you have protein in your urine, it can be an early sign of kidney disease. I had kidney disease. Dr. Turtelot was expecting to see protein in my urine. So you can see why he was surprised. For the first time since I've been seeing him, since my early 20s to my late 30s, my blood studies came within normal limits. My doctor actually began to wean me off of the medications. The benefits of Juice Plus are cumulative, and so I continuously got better and better. Adding the Juice Plus products made a tremendous difference in my health. It not only lowered the inflammation in my body, but it also contributed to a healthier immune system. It improved my hair and skin and gave me so many other health benefits, but it also acted as a catalyst, encouraging me to make other lifestyle changes. I actually started to crave more fruits and veggies. Today, I can sit before you and God and say, I've been symptom free with energy and vitality with no medications for 27 years. I work out in my family room these days for, 5 days a week, and I run 3 to 4 miles Saturday and Sunday. I also might add, I married my divorce attorney. We have 2 healthy young men, Tyler, 27, Dustin, 22. Imagine that, after being told by my medical doctors that I would never even conceive. I, at the age of 37 and then 41, had those babies. I know you're probably trying to do the numbers. Yes, I'm 64. So the question is, why did I respond favorably to Juice Plus? Well, my basic answer is that we are what we eat and absorb. Our skin cells, our bone cells, our liver cells, our kidney cells are all made from the nutrients we consume from food. So I consumed a large variety of the powders from fruits, vegetables, and berries that were selected for their high nutritional content. And that resulted in healthier cells, which resulted in a healthier me. Furthermore, this powerful product is the most researched nutraceutical on the market, proving amongst many benefits that it will lower the inflammation in your body and support a healthy immune system. Lupus patients have a lot of inflammation in their bodies and an overactive immune system. So with getting results like that, you can imagine my passion to want to pay it forward. Now, you may be wondering what happened to me as far as my business. Well, I shared the business with everyone that I shared Juice Plus with, and I still do that, today. My team and I have touched many lives across the United States. People with cancer, people with autoimmune diseases, low energy people, people that wanted to stay on the side of prevention, seniors, expecting mothers. There really is no one that cannot benefit from Juice Plus. As far as my income is concerned, let's just say that a very generous company has allowed me to make more money than I made teaching, elementary school and college. Now, my question to all of you is, what do you want for your life? Do you want to live a healthy, happy life with energy and vitality? I knew that I had something that I could make a difference, in people's lives. Why wouldn't I want to share it with people? How many people do you know that can grow a business that actually revolves around their life? I was attracted to the business because of its simplicity and flexibility. I was able to go on all my kids' class trips, attend all their athletic events, and be there for them. There is no greater freedom in the world than having more time and feeling good to do it with the ones we love. That's what the Juice Plus company can offer you. So if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will.
Well, I know what'll inspire them.
Myself.
I know, but Ro, I'd love if you kind of dug in deep and really, I want you to tell the story that I know that is a hard story to tell, but the story about the girl at church, because I think that we're all playing small. I mean, every time I think of you, I think of just, you have made it such a mission to share with every person. Like, that it's not an opportunity to share the products, that it's really a responsibility to share the business and the products. But can you share about what happened at church about the young girl?
Sure. My husband, my present husband, is an attorney for a school. And this school had a teacher there, a young teacher. And there was the principal, he was a minister, and he came to me and he said, Howard tells me, that's my husband, that you have lupus and that you're doing really well. And I want you to speak to this young teacher. And I went to the school to speak to her. And I was just taken back by how young she was. She had a mini skirt on. She just looked great, but she wasn't. She really wasn't. She was very, very sick. And so we talked, and, I really listened to all her wounds, and I had the opportunity to say to her, um, I don't know if this is going to work for you, but this is what I've taken. And I encourage you to give it a try and see what it can do from you. What if this works for you? And so she agreed to it. And I usually will follow up with people after I think that they've got the product for maybe a couple days or whatever. I want to know if they got it right away. And then, so I went and I called her, and someone answered the phone, and I get really broken up. And they answered the phone, and I asked for her, and they asked me who I was, and I told them who I was. And they told me that the Juice Plus did arrive, but she had died. She died. So I was a little too late to help her. Now, that's not to say to you that the Juice Plus would have saved her life. That's to say to you not to procrastinate, not to waste a day, because there might be people out there like me. I absolutely believe 100% as God as my witness, that if someone did not share this with me, that I wouldn't be here to talk with you today. And I really mean that. That's the path that I was on. I was really, really gone down fast. And this product and these products improved my health so much that I was able to make those lifestyle changes that were necessary to improve my health. So when you think that this is just a small thing, think again, because this really is a catalyst to make tremendous changes and impact people in a powerful way.
Wow. I just, every time that I hear it, Ro, I mean, I just think about, us playing bigger and why we have to play so bigger. Some people miss the very beginning, Ro, so I apologize that they missed the very beginning. Can you share a little bit back to those people we have people that are just jumping on, a little bit more about your story and about you being diagnosed with lupus? And could you share a little bit more?
Sure.
I apologize. Sure. Yeah.
That's all right. I was diagnosed with systemic lupus with renal involvement when I was 22. And I had liver involvement, lung involvement, kidneys failed 2 times, in and out of the hospitals. I was on things like prednisone, Cytoxan, which is a form of chemotherapy, sitting with cancer patients, which was horrible for me to sit there. I lost my hair. It was very scant. I didn't know what to do. I didn't lose total, but I lost my hair. And then I had hair growing on the sides of my face. If I bumped my skin would tear. I mean, so many things that happened to me. It's hard to express, all of them. But let's just say that I was in really, really bad health. And when someone came to me with this Juice Plus, I was like, no, I eat enough fruits and vegetables. I'm gagging down all these vitamin pills. I don't want to take any more. But he was bright enough to say to me, oh, you eat all these fruits and vegetables? How many fruits and vegetables do you eat? And then I realized that I really was just eating a handful of fruits and vegetables that I liked, and not, a big variety of fruits and vegetables. And so it made sense to me. And so then I started it. In month 1, I didn't feel anything. Month 2, I didn't feel anything. Month 3, around 3.5 months, I started to become regular in my bowel movements because I used to have bouts of diarrhea and constipation. And I got healthier and healthier with it. And, I was sharing with everyone that today I have 2 young men, 22 and 27, which is remarkable because all my doctors, my kidney doctor, my rheumatologist told me that I would never even conceive. But at 37 and 41, I had those babies. Now, that was with my second husband, because my first husband was my childhood sweetheart. I married him at 20, but 13 years later, he asked me for a divorce, telling me that I was too sick to be married to. And so we divorced. But I always tell people, don't feel too bad for me. I married the attorney that divorced me. So that's how I met him. So, and we've been happily married, and life has been good. I've been symptom free. I work out, I run, I lift weights. So, and not bad for a 64-year-old. And so I'm blessed that way. I'm really blessed that way. And so I love my business. My husband will say sometimes to me, you're still at it. Don't you like to have fun? And I say, well, I am having fun. What's the problem? I am having fun. So I have fun talking to people, helping people, trying to find out their wounds, trying to give them, solutions, and weave in how this might meet their needs. So yeah, I'm having fun all the time. Lauren? Anything else?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I just love your story. And it's like, I could wish the billions of people out there could hear your story, Ro. And can you just share a little bit more, just like once again, everything's from your heart, but from your heart, like, what do we need to do to play bigger and to share more people, share with more people? I mean, like, if the story about, the girl, that it arrived, but she had already passed away, but what would you say to everybody? I know that you always have a lot of customers, and like you said, you've been in the business for 27 years. You've seen a lot of people come and go. What would you say to everybody?
Well, let me just say this. I don't like being called the box queen. So all I do is focus on the business these days. And, it just makes more sense that you're going to reach more people, if you bring people on board. And there's just so many platforms out there, but every post that I make, it's always about the business. It's rare that I do something about the product. There are people out there that have lost their jobs and need to make money. So I'm out there, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse, I'm getting on, every LinkedIn, you name it. I'm out there doing that. I'm networking with people on Zoom. I'm going to be getting out there now that it's live. I run, I graduated in a class of 800. Well, guess who runs the Zoom calls? I run the Zoom calls. Guess how many customers I've gotten from them without even saying anything, because they know my story and they see how I am today. So how can you play bigger? You just it's got to be a lever. It can't be just, you have to get it out there. And following your leader, I follow Lauren all the time. I learned so much from her. I'm glad that she was inspired to come into this business, because she's been such a mentor to me. So if I can give you any advice, listen to what she says, follow what she says. She's so extremely successful. Why wouldn't you want to listen to the pearls that she shares with you? So I don't know, Lauren. Well,
I love you. I love you. I love what you stand for. I love how you walk your talk, how that, just get in line, stay in line. And right. Does anybody have any question? We can take one question, and then I'll let you go. I know we've got some people on. This is why these Monday night events are so important for us to share, with each other, and to share with possible people that you just never know. Like I said, I went to conference to say no to Jeff Roberti. I didn't know I was going to hear from one of the 3 NMDs that time, and then was going to share about about lupus, and it was going to put me, in the position that we are today. So are there any questions?
Anyone have any questions?
Nobody? Really? This is your chance. Anybody have any questions for her? You can unmute. Anyone?
I have a question.
Okay.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm driving at the moment, so I can't put my video on. But your story is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I would love to ask you, how do you, when you get customers on, a lot of people obviously don't feel the benefits of Juice Plus until a few months on because it does really work from a cellular level. How can you instill in their mind that this is really a long-term game? Do you have any techniques or things that you say to your customers at all?
That's a great question. That's a great question. When I get them, I never really consider them as they're going to be a long-term customer. And I have customers since 1994. So how do I do that? Well, first of all, you got to educate them. Now, I'm busy all the time looking for new people. So yes, I have a customer page. I'm sure you know, I have a Facebook customer page where all my distributors, I actually have 4 customer pages because like Lauren says, I have a big following as far as customers. And each of those customer pages has distributors that are manning them. I don't even touch them. They're putting in educational things, inspiring things about taking their Juice Plus, but also, common things, drinking your water, eating more whole foods. I mean, you want them eating more whole foods, right? So that they're not putting junk in their body with their Juice Plus. So you want to be educating them that way. I have something that's called Project Broadcast, where messages that I have made up ahead of time, they're pre-made, they get sent out automatically to them. I just finished up, there's a program called MailChimp, and I just exhausted everything that I have, but I was sending them out once a week, for people. But mostly I think people will respond to the things that are in text, short little text, staying in contact with them. And then I pick up the phone. I pick up the phone to find out how they're doing, or are they taking their Juice Plus? You'll be surprised. You think they're taking their Juice Plus. They didn't even start it. So it's very important to pick up the phone to find out where they are. And I'm always, planting seeds about the business and how proud I am to be with this business. And do they know anyone that, would like to make some extra income, and, on and on about the business. That's where I plant my seeds with them. Does that help you?
Yes, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Awesome. Well, Ro, I so appreciate you. And, we do these Monday night events before Cheryl's call, just to really build team and to hear, all the people that truly inspired me. And so you are the one. You're my one. I hope you'll always do it every time we call you once a year. So you can never get enough of you. New people coming on all the time. So thank you so much. A lot of people who maybe haven't heard your story, and make sure that they go and share this with everyone else. So thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Lauren, it was an honor. Thank you, everyone. It was an honor. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ro.